examples, not like get a little faster, but really accelerated. How many of you do this? And how many of you would like to learn the strategies? You want me to put this on? Okay. Would learn some of the strategies that the wealthy use to create passive income. How many would like to learn that? Okay. If you answered yes to any one of those questions, you're absolutely in the right room. So Inc. Lifestyle is a community-powered financial movement. It was created to give everyday people access to exclusive financial opportunities that they never had access to before, which now opens doors to what's possible. One of the things that we saw from my husband and I is that everyday people were blocked from opportunities that the wealthy had to grow wealth, and we wanted to change that. We wanted to put a stop to that. Now, our vision, we want to create a world where financial security isn't a privilege for the select few, where everyday people have access to become investors and grow and build generational wealth. But that's our vision. What's your vision? What is it that you really want? Maybe you're in a place where you just want to sleep at night, like knowing that your bills are paid and you've got a little extra money on the side. Or maybe you're in a place where you want to pay for your kids' college and still prepare for retirement. I know a lot of people are struggling because 58% of the population are going to retire broke, right? Or maybe you're in a place where you'd like to make choices based on what you want, not based on what your bank account says or what you can afford. Or perhaps you'd like to have your money working for you while you sleep, like really doing what the wealthy do. Or perhaps you want to have some freedom and flexibility with your time to really be able to call the shots and not be tied to a job or a business. Or maybe you want to take control of your financial future. All of those are possible. All of those are very possible. And for some of you, it seems impossible. It just takes a different approach. So what have you experienced up to this point? Have you ever felt stuck and maybe you're tired of feeling stuck? Or maybe you felt like you're behind, like you're the rabbit in what's that, Alice in Wonderland, you're trying to get ahead and you're just not able to get ahead. Or maybe you're in a place where you just don't know who to trust for real financial advice because there's a lot of talking heads right now. Or maybe you've been in a place where you've paid for courses like we had that actually never really helped. They didn't actually help you get ahead. Or you're in a place that you know that there's more you can do with your money. You know there's more, but you're just not sure how to do it. We get it. We've been there too. So this is my husband and me. We created this company because we saw what was out there in the marketplace. My husband's been an entrepreneur for 35 years. 20 of those years, he and I worked together building direct sales organizations. All of those years, he had been a real estate investor. And in those years as a real estate investor, he's done over $45 million in transactions just himself. And one of the things we loved about building our direct sales organizations, we build organizations domestically as well as internationally. And in both direct sales and real estate, we made millions of dollars. But the thing that we loved the most is we got to help thousands of families get financially ahead. We helped people be able to pay off debt. We helped people replace their incomes. We helped parents be able to stay at home with their kids. People set themselves up for retirement, people who were able to take care of their families. And it was really amazing. The only problem during that season that really broke our heart was there were people, even though they were having breakthroughs around finances, they were still blocked from being able to do the things that wealthy people do to really catapult their finances to the next level. They were literally blocked because of the system and because of laws. And we knew that we could create a community where everyday people had the same kind of access that the wealthy were privileged to have. And we wanted to create that. We basically took all the years, the 50 years of combined experience in real estate investing, in business, in direct sales, and we put it into this company and we created what we wish we had when we started, because we created something that did not exist in the marketplace. Now, if you master money, you can master your future. But it's not, money is a lot like a game. Like once you understand the rules of the game, you can play it and win. But it does take strategy. It takes being around the right people, and it takes exposure to new ways of thinking. Now, if money is like a game, you know that there's rules and there's strategies, and there are people who know how to play it well. Have you ever looked at a game and thought, man, that's really daunting? Maybe it was a video game or it was a board game or it was even a sport, and you looked at it like, I can never do that. But then once you start, you realize, man, this is a lot simpler than I thought. And then when you started to understand the rules and understand strategy and you started winning, it started to become fun, right? Money in investing is a lot like that. You know, a lot of people don't get good at it because it's complicated, it's confusing, there's a lot of information. And it's not that they're not good at money, it's because they've never been taught the rules of the game. And nobody likes to play a game that they can't win and they don't understand the rules. And we're here to take out the confusion and take out the complications around money and finances and investing. And we've all seen this. Paul did a great job of explaining it. But this is from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And everybody's in one of these 4 quadrants. And everybody wants to move into the investor quadrant where your money works for you. And I love this in the book. But in the book, they never told you how to get there, right? There was no clear path. And that investor quadrant is where the money game is won. That's where people win in the money game. But how do you get there if you don't know how? That's why Inc. Lifestyle exists, is to give you a clear roadmap to get from where you are into the investor quadrant, into a place where you have control of your financial future. So we're going to talk a lot about real estate, because real estate is where most people start in investing, because it has built more wealth than any other asset class. 68% of global wealth is held in real estate. That's global wealth all over the world, okay? 90% of millionaires use real estate to protect and grow their wealth. Why? There's 4 reasons and 4 ways that real estate actually builds wealth. The first is cash flow. You get monthly income from rent coming in every single month in, month out. Second is appreciation. Your properties will increase in value. Statistically, real estate doubles in value every 15 years, even in a bad economy, okay? Faster in a good economy. You've got equity growth where your tenants actually pay off the property and you produce equity. And then you've got incredible tax advantages like depreciation and write-offs and other things that you don't get without it. Now, unfortunately, because of all this, people want to get involved in real estate. They want to get involved in investing. But unfortunately, what happens for a lot of people is they want to get involved and they come up against barrier after barrier after barrier to get involved. And one of the first things they realize is that quality financial education can cost anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000 and sometimes more. And that's usually just access to 1 year of information. It's not any more of that. Then the second barrier a lot of people come up against is that most real estate investing opportunities start at a minimum investment of $25,000. And even if someone had that, most people don't feel comfortable doing that as their first investment deal, okay? Then a lot of people just don't have the extra income to invest. Even if they have the knowledge, even if they have the opportunities, they don't have that because right now, statistically, 70% are still living paycheck to paycheck, right? And then many feel isolated and totally on their own. You know, sometimes that's daunting, and not knowing who to go to have some mentorship and navigation takes them out of that game. So we've created a system that removes all of those barriers. You're going to get education without the high price tag. You're going to get access to investing opportunities with low minimums. You're also going to have a way to create income while you learn the ins and outs of investing. And the best part of what we have is you're going to have a collaborative community that's going to encourage and support your growth. Because when you get around people who are better, you get better. This is literally everything you need in one place. So Inc. Lifestyle offers a membership into Investor Next Door Club. That's what we have here. Investor Next Door Club, it's an investing club that helps everyday people become investors by giving them a safe environment to access exclusive financial opportunities. This is designed for people like you, people like me, to get into the investing game. It's designed for people of all ages, at all stages of life, regardless of your personal income. All you have to do is bring a desire and we can help get you there. Now, inside of the membership, you're going to have real value. When you become a member, you're going to have access to our Inc. Academy, live trainings and coaching, tools, templates, and calculators, events that are online as well as in person. You're going to have an incredible supportive community, and you'll have access to our private investing crowd fund. And we're going to dive deep into each one of these. So the first thing you're going to get is you're going to have access to our Inc. Academy. Inside of the Academy, you're going to have all sorts of courses on personal finance, tax strategies, real estate investing, and so much more. Right now, there's over 100 videos and more being added every single week. And you're going to get step-by-step education and training curated for your financial journey. And you're going to get all sorts of topics to help you get from wherever you are to where you want to be. And I know some of you are thinking, hey, listen, I get all this stuff from YouTube. YouTube's got it, right? There's millions of videos on YouTube on finances and real estate education. You have no idea where to start or where to go, who's credible, who's not. You know, YouTube is designed to just give you information, but they don't really show you how to implement it. You know, YouTube deals with information. We deal in frameworks. And we're going to teach you how to go from step A to step B to step C inside of what you're committed to. And the other thing about YouTube, what you're going to get with us that YouTube's never going to give you is we're going to give you access to live coaching and mentorship and training from seasoned professionals who've already done it. This group of people is a sampling of some of our trainers, and these 4 have done over $200 million in real estate transactions. Mentors are time savers. Mentors course correct, where teachers only give and disseminate information. So imagine having a group of mentors that will actually help you remove obstacles to your success. The other thing you're going to get is these incredible wealth building tools, calculators, and templates. These are time-saving tools that are designed to take out the guesswork of where you want to go in your finances. This is going to help eliminate indecision. It's going to help eliminate any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Where you're hesitant to make moves. This is going to help you see things very, very clearly just from the tools and calculators. This is what Catherine says right here. The authenticity of the co-founders, the level of experience and education they have in their areas of expertise, they're willing to share and brings a path of wealth for the average person. Now, we know people want to do better with money. They just don't want to do it alone because let's face it, it's confusing, it's complicated, there's a lot of information, and most people were never taught about wealth and how finances work. They were never taught about how to build wealth over time, nor were they taught how to build an income stream outside of a paycheck. This is why Inc. exists, is to help people navigate that. I don't know about you, but my parents never taught me about finances. And Richard's parents never taught him about finances. We've invested over $100,000 over the last 2 decades learning about finances and investing, and there were still holes. We wanted to create a place where, as a collective community, we could support each other in growing in that season, in that area. Where's this? So here's the great thing about the community. When you're in a community, it actually shortens the learning curve because you're going to learn things and accelerate that process. You're going to have access to mentors and people who have already gone before you. You're going to meet people who are on that same path trying to work towards having financial security. You'll also have expert trainers and a collaborative community that's going to support each other. We've got online events as well as in-person events. You're going to have real conversations with real people to have real relationships. Now, this is what Manny says, is I spend intentional time listening to and reading the modules. I feel a real sense of excitement. There's no way I could be doing this on my own, and you don't have to. That's the beauty of it. Now, one of the great things about our community, our club, is when you're in Investor Next Door Club, you're going to have access to a private investing fund. Now, one of the greatest barriers that people deal with, whether they've got high wealth or not, Typically, to get involved in a real estate investing transaction, it's a minimum investment of $25,000 or more. And people want to know, how do I get involved? And once they see that price tag, that takes them out. Well, our club members gain access to our private crowd fund. Crowdfunding allows you to have fractional ownership of real estate without having the large investment. You can start investing with hundreds of dollars instead of tens of thousands of dollars. Wealthy people, millionaires and billionaires, have fractional ownership of real estate. They just do it with a larger number. You can have access to that same type of investment vehicle that they do. Now, our crowd fund is fully registered by the Securities and Exchange Commission after a very thorough and extensive background check. And one of the great things about the crowd fund is that you don't have to own real estate by yourself and take 100% of the risk. It is mitigated because now you have fractional ownership of real estate. This is a wealth trend that is spreading nationwide, and you cannot ignore it because it's multiplying across the nation. We give you a real asset that you can invest in. It's real estate. We're not talking about gimmicks or hype. This is real estate because it's real, okay? Now, these are some of the asset classes that we focus on. Things that are in high demand, that are cash flowing, things that people are needing more and more of every single day. And it's not something trendy, and it's not something going out of style. It's something that's always needed, whether an up economy or a down economy. And this is what Tony says: there is nowhere else that opens the world of commercial real estate investing to the average person. They have figured out a way how to teach us what we should know. They've provided a platform and a team to let us invest. In all that, there's still one problem. Most people do not have extra income to invest. Like I told you earlier, 70% are still living paycheck to paycheck. And right now, people are struggling to keep up with the cost of living increases. Their incomes are just not matching up. So we knew that we needed to create a way for people to make additional income, something that would help them to pay off debt faster, where they could close the money gap between their income and their needs, something where they could put money away for college or take a nice family trip while still being able to fuel their investing journey. You're going to have an opportunity to get rewarded for sharing with people about this community that you're going to get excited about. Here's the thing that is our heart. We are a financial movement out to help everyday people get into the game that the wealthy have been winning for generations and generations. It's time for everyday people to have that same kind of access and have the same level of gains in financially that the wealthy have had. And as you share with the people that you know and the people you love the opportunity to get involved in this movement, you're going to get to make money from your sharing. So what we did was we put all the pieces together to help create a framework so that you can really have control of your financial future. We call this the Inc. cash flow system. And how this works is when you join Inc. Lifestyle, you're going to access these strategies on finances, on tax deductions, on real estate investing. And as you access these strategies, you're going to implement it into your life, and you're going to save hundreds and possibly thousands of dollars just from the implementation of these strategies. And we're not even talking about investing yet. We're just talking about money strategies that the wealthy have used for generations. And as you get excited about that, you're going to share about our community, just like I showed you before. You already are thinking of 1 or 2 or 5 people you know that could use this information, that could really use training and mentorship around finances and strategies. And as you share the community, you're going to make money through our revenue share. And as you make money, you're going to be able to buy assets. You can either buy assets directly from the information we trained you on, or you can buy it together with us through our private crowd fund and have fractional ownership. And as you buy assets, that's going to create more cash flow. And as you do these two things over and over again, you now have a system that works for you when you're not working. And here's the power of this. When this is working, you've now created your own economy. when you've got this whole working simultaneously, ongoing, without a lot of attention to it, you now have a system that's working when you're not working. And that's where real money is made, is in a system like this. So how does this work when you're talking about it? Let me show you how you actually make money sharing the community. Our referral program is just about you sharing the community. We know when we have a great community, we have a great club, people are going to talk about it. It's just no different than you sharing about having a great meal when you've been at an amazing restaurant. You share the community, you get to grow your income. So you get excited. You tell your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your best friend about Investor Next Door Club. They jump into the club. You're going to make $100 for that referral just for having them join the club. You do that again, you get excited, you tell a second person, or they overhear you talking to your friend or your neighbor, and they join the club too. You refer those two people, you've now made $200. That's an immediate bonus that's paid to you just for referring people to the community. Now, let's say you get really excited. You start sharing with all these people, and every month you're averaging 2 people a month. You're sharing, you're talking to people about it. If you refer 2 people every single month over 12 months, you've now made $2,400 in immediate income. Pretty simple income just for sharing about our community. But you're not just going to make that immediate income. As people continue at being members in our community, you're going to get paid a monthly revenue share every single month. You're going to get paid $20 per club member every single month that they're in the community. So to break it all down, you refer two members every month for 12 months, you make $2,400 immediate income. But that $20 per member of recurring income, that's $480 a month. That's now almost $6,000 in annual residual recurring income that you do not have to pay for. $6,000. How many of you would like $6,000 in your bank account? You don't have to work for every year. Like, that would be nice, right? That is equivalent. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, one of the things we also did is we wanted to create a very simple override system, because we know your friends that get involved in Investor Next Door Club, they have friends that they want to invite as well. And if they invite friends, they're going to make money, but we also wanted to reward you for what you started. So we created a simple override system that's straightforward, it's fair, it's predictable, there's no hoops to jump through. If you build it, you get paid on. Very, very simple. So here's how it works. We already told you about what you get paid on your own referrals, but you're also going to get paid $5 every month for every club member on levels 2, 3, and 4. So let's say you bring on Adam. Adam's your club member. Adam brings on Bob. Bob's now on your level 2. Okay, Bob brings on Charlie. Charlie's on your level 3. Okay, but also, if you have a level 2, 3, and 4, you're probably going to have a level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 as well, right? So we're also going to pay you $2 every single month for every club member that falls on levels 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, what does all that mean? What does that look like on paper? So in this example, you're going to go out and you introduce and help 2 people join our community. They join Investor Next Door Club, and you're going to get your immediate bonus, but you're going to get paid $20 every single month. So $40 every single month for those 2 people who've joined the community. Now, the next 3 levels, level 2, 3, and 4, everybody did the same thing. They only invite 2 people to join the club, and you're going to get paid $5 on each one of those club members. And then on levels 5 through 10, everyone does the same thing. Each person only invites 2 people. And that's not 2 people a month. It's 2 people in their entire lifetime to join the club. You're going to get paid $2 per club member per month. Now, that is $4,212 a month in recurring monthly income. Now, how many of you that would make a difference for you to have that kind of recurring income? Most people, right? Now, here's the power of this kind of recurring income. $4,000 a month in residual income is equivalent to having $800,000 in cash earning 6% interest. Now, you think about it. What would it take for you to have $800,000 in cash after your bills, after taxes, to save to earn 6% interest? it'll probably take you a lot longer than helping some people get started and join our community. Now, this example was just you sharing with 2 people. How many of you already know, you know more than 2 people who this would be a great community for, right? Some of you have already thought of 2, 3, 4 just by sitting here. You're thinking of, your brother, your sister, a conversation you had with your coworker. What if you didn't just share with 2 people? You decided, I'm going to share with 10 people. I know 10 people. I know 10 people who could use this. But everybody else in your organization, they only share with 2 people. They still only share with 2 people. What would that look like? That brings your monthly residual to just under $21,000 a month. Now you can probably start to see the power of this residual income. The reason why we wanted to attach this opportunity to our club membership was so that people could have a vehicle to be able to pay off debt, to close their income gap, to pay off college, to set up for retirement, and fund their investing journey. Because the reality is, most people don't have that excess cash to be able to invest. Now, what would you do with it if you were making that kind of money? Maybe you've got all these bills that you haven't paid for, and you'd actually be able to pay it and zero out all those balances. Or maybe you're in a place where you want to buy your first house or help your son or daughter get their first house. Because right now, first-time home buyers are now about age 40, which is insane, okay? Or maybe you've got a trip that you are long overdue to take just to take care of yourself. Or perhaps you've got a child or yourself wanting to go back to college, or you want to pay for that college education. Or maybe you've got some charities that are near and dear to your heart that you'd like to add a zero or a couple of zeros to the checks that you donate to them. Maybe you can do some of that, or maybe you want to do all of that, but that's all possible if you're just consistently sharing about a really great community. Now, our club membership has real value that you can see. You're going to get access to all of this that you saw. And if you wanted this is what becomes possible. You apply this information that you learn. You build a great community. You help people build the self. You're going to gain financial confidence, and you're going to create monthly cash flow. I know for some of y'all, the cash doesn't flow, it just stops, right? This is an opportunity to have ongoing cash flow, like a river, not a reservoir. You can own real income producing assets. You laugh, but it's going to happen. You can have real income producing assets, things that make you money rather than things that cost you money. Your money could actually work for you while you sleep. Imagine waking up every morning and being more positive in your bank account, having more cash, having your net worth build over time, and you actually get a chance to control your financial future. You get to say how things are going to go. You don't have to be one of the 58% of Americans that will retire broke with less than $10,000 in their bank account. You don't have to be that. And you can be a part of a community where everyone actually wins. The greatest part about our community is people are rooting for you. They're rooting for you to have success. Now, what happens if you don't do this? What happens if you don't? We talked about return on investment. You can see the return on investment and what you could have. But more important than the return on investment is the cost of inaction. Like, if you don't take action in this area, that you may have been stagnant for a while, how are you going to achieve your financial goals? How are you going to make those things happen that you've been wanting to have happen? The things that show up on your vision board year after year, but you're just not making much progress on it. Like, what are you going to do if you don't do this to achieve your financial goals? And one more thing you want to consider. The economy's shifting. Like, we're all feeling it. It doesn't matter what generation you're in, what industry you're in. Everyone's feeling the crunch. Over 1.17 million jobs were cut last year alone. That's a lot of jobs. AI is changing everything. We just heard another woman last night who lost her job because of AI. And there are a lot of people concerned about that happening. It's happening all across all industries, all jobs, all sizes, big and small, of organizations. And traditional paths just aren't as reliable as they used to be. It is unheard of for somebody to work for a company for 20 years and retire, or 30 years and retire. It's just unheard of. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. Now, if you were to try to get what we have in our community, in our club, with some other program, you're going to have to piecemeal it together, because we had to do that. We spent over 2 decades piecemealing different information because it wasn't readily available in one thing. Because if it was, we wouldn't have started Ink Lifestyle. We would have just hitched our wagon to their, whatever that, I'm terrible at those. Well, we would have just put our efforts towards what they were doing, but it just didn't exist. If you were to piecemeal it, the financial education alone would cost you anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000. The real estate education would cost you anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000, and I'll tell you, that's only 1 year of access. And then the coaching and mentorship would be another $5,000 to $10,000. Community access, another $5,000 to $10,000, and the tools and calculators for every tool and calculator, that would be another $1,000 to $2,000. So easily, just to get started, if you want to get started, it's going to cost you anywhere between $26,000 and $62,000. And for most people who want to get into this game, they've completely been annihilated by it. There's no way. This barrier is so great that most people aren't able to get involved with this. And that's why we created Ink Lifestyle. So for you to join our club, you're not just going to get all this, you're also going to get access to our private crowd fund. Even if people could pay that kind of money to get involved, they still have to have the money to invest. We've taken that concern out by giving you a vehicle where you are able to invest hundreds instead of tens of thousands. And you've got a referral rewards program where you can make money and earn while you learn, helping other people take control of their financial future. So what does it cost? Well, your setup fee is $199. That includes your first month membership into Investor Next Door Club, and then your monthly monthly renewal fee is $99 a month. And then if you want to take advantage of the referral program, it's a $49 upgrade, and that's an annual fee. So your total startup is $248 to get you on the road to taking control of your financial future. You literally are going to get high ticket value for a low subscription price. I want you to just know, Ink Lifestyle, we're not just another opportunity. You saw numbers, you saw opportunities here. It's not about that. We are literally a community-powered financial movement designed for everyday people, just like you, just like me. We saw a need in the marketplace where good people were getting blocked from being able to produce the kind of results wealthy people were. Why should our friends and our family not have the same opportunities everybody else had? You know, if you're in a place, it could be that taking this step is your breakthrough. It's the breakthrough that you've needed in your finances because you're taking action in an area you hadn't taken action before. And it basically breaks down to $99 a month to give you the tools and the mentorship you need to break through whatever glass ceiling you've had around your finances. It's literally less money than most people spend on fast food and coffee in a month. And this is for your future. So if you're in a place where this is something that you know your heart is telling you, like, I need to do this, but your head's trying to think of all the reasons not to, I'm going to tell you right now, your heart's going to be the one that's going to break you through that glass ceiling. It's not going to be your head. You're going to engage your head, and we're going to support you through it. But there's a reason why there's no contracts here. Like, there's no cancellation fee, because we know there's value in what we have, and you're going to stay and build it until you have success. So if you're in a place where you know this is your next step, get with the person who invited you and get signed up right now. And immediately you can go log into the back office and start your very first module. That very first video could be the thing that breaks you through your financial ceiling and get your way on to the next level. So for those of you who join us, I want to be the first to welcome you into Investor Next Door Club and to our community. I'm excited to celebrate your success. Y'all have a great night. episode of it. I'm just going to do it.